Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum. Good morning to everyone. So today I'm going to continue with the next lesson, which is time value of money. So when you learn finance, time value of money is a basic knowledge about finance. Why? Because uh, time value of money will tells you the real value of the money. It's not only the amount. What you see in the money, which is 1 ringgit, 2 ringgit, 1,000 ringgit. That is the amount. But how much is the value that that amount carries? It depends on the ability of buying things. Okay, so it's not about the amount itself, but the most important, how much is the value of the money. All right, I'm sure all of you experienced that 10 years ago you able to buy about 6 pieces of kuih with 2 ringgit. Okay, but today you only with 2 ringgit you only can buy about 3 pieces of kuih only. Maybe maybe you can have 5 pieces of kuih, but the small might be small. The small size, the small might be smaller. So why this happen? It's because of the time value of money. It's because of the inflation, which reduce the ability of buying. We call it as purchasing power. All right, so it determines the value of the money. So the value of the money will tell you how much is the ability of the purchasing power. All right, so in time value of money, there are few terms that you need to know and understand. So the terms that you have to know, we often use in time value of money. The first one is present value. Okay, so what is present value? So from the word present, it means that the value of the money today. All right. Next term that you need to know is a future value. It's a future value. So what is future value? Future value is a value of tomorrow value. That is also annuity. Only these three things that you need to learn and requires your understanding on this term. Okay, so I draw you a timeline. Okay, when I draw the timeline, so the present value is referring to the value of today's value. And future value is referring to the tomorrow's value. Okay, so it depends on the years, lah, how many years. So in the middle of the timeline, there are payment happen. So this payment, we call it as a series of payment. It is a payment. That is a series of payment. So when there is a series of payment, it is annuity. We call it as annuity. All right. So now let us go to future value first. Let us learn about future value first. So how to calculate future value? In order for you to know how much is the future value, you need to know the present value. So future value, how to calculate future value? It is present value times with 1 plus I to the power of n. So what is I, what is n? So I is referring to the interest rate. It's the rate lah, the interest rate. N is referring to the years. How many years? Okay, so you also can use financial table in order for you to find their future value. If you want to use financial table, you need to use FVIF table. Okay, so you need to find the amount from FVIF table. You need to find the I and the N, how many years, and that amount you times with the present value. Okay. All right. Let us go to page 27. Let us go to page 28. So try to answer this. Let us try to answer this question. So the question asks you, Jane Jamila placed 800 ringgit in a saving account, paying 10% interest compounded annually. Okay. So Jane Jamila, she has 800 ringgit, and this 800 ringgit referring to the present value. So the question, the statement given to you is there are 10%. So Jane Jamila will put this 800 ringgit in an account that can give her earning about 10% interest, and she will put this 800 ringgit for 7 years. So now the question asks you how much this 800 ringgit will be at the end of year 7. So basically you need to calculate the future value. So then you just straight away calculate the future value. 800 is the present value times with 1.1 to the power of 7. So 1.1 to the power of 7 equal to 1.9487. So times with 800. So it's equal to 1,558. .97. So in the future, this 800 ringgit, this 800 ringgit equal to 15,800, 1,558.97. Okay. So this is the amount in 7 years. 1,558.97. So this happened in 7 years with a given of 10% interest. All right. So I hope you understand how to calculate future value. So basically, future value is the value of tomorrow value lah. Okay. In order for you to find the future value, you need to know what is the present value. Present value will be given to you. Okay. You've been given the present value, then you need to identify the interest rate. You need to identify the years. Then you can straight away calculate the future value. You also can calculate future value if you want to refer to table. If you want to refer to table, you need to refer to FVIF table. Present value, you times with FVIF table. The I is 10% and 7 years. Okay. Refer to FVIF table. FVIF table, 10% 7 years is 1.1. $1.94 87. So 800 So the answer is 155 8.69. So the answer are not much different. Okay, so you will get the same answer. So this is how you're going to calculate future value. All right, now how to calculate present value. In order for you to calculate present value, you need to know the future value. Present value, the formula is future value divide with 1 plus I to the power of n. All right, so let us do this example. Page 29. Page 29. So the question is, Fatima wished to find the present value of 1,700 that will be received 8 years from now. So interest rate given is 8%. Calculate the value that she has to invest today. So Fatima got the information. Basically, Fatima got the information that 8 years from now, so it is 8 years, she will have 1,700 at the end of year 8. So Fatima wants to know, in order for her to get this 117, how much she need to invest today. So the question asking you about the present value. Okay, with a given of interest rate 8%. So how to calculate this? So it is 1,700 divided with 1.08 to the power of 8. Okay. In your calculator, how to calculate to the power like this, like this, 1.08 to the power of 8. In your calculator, you put 1.08, you'll find the symbol like this. You can just put it. Then you will get this is referring to 1.08 to the power of 8 like this. All right. Okay, I just show you this basically. Okay, 1.08 to the power of 8 is 1.850 09. Straight away divide the answer. So to this value is 918.47. Okay. So 1,700 with a given of 8% interest rate. So to this value, is 918.47. Okay, so if you want to use financial table, you can just you also can use financial table. If you want to use financial table, so the formula will be future value times with F PVIF with the given I and N. So future value is 1,700. Then you refer to PVIF table. I is 8%. I is 8%. N is 8 years. And then you just go to present value table and you find what is 8% and 8 years. So 8%, 8 years is 1,700. You times with 0.5403. So the answer is 918.51. So you can find that both answer, even though it is not same, but it's near to each other, almost the same. It's not really same, but it's near to the same. Okay, so both method can be used. In exam, if you prefer to use table, you can just use table. No need to provide the formula. If you prefer to use formula, then you can proceed with using the formula. I teach you both methods because I don't know which method suits you the best. So you decide which method is the best for you. If you prefer to use table, you can just use table. If you prefer to use formula, you can just proceed with the formula. The most important thing is the right answer. Okay? Boleh? So this is present value and also future value. Now let us move to annuity. So what is annuity? So as I told you before, annuity is a series of payment. So in the middle between present value and future value, there is a series of payment. So this series of payment, we call it as annuity. So example of annuity can be many things. For example, loan payment, insurance or takaful premium, and also investment. Investment, you can do investment in a lump sum amount. Investment also can do in a series of payment. Basically, you don't have, if you don't have much money, for example, the investment requires you 20,000 minimum, but you don't have that 20,000 to invest. So you can you can do the investment by monthly. You can put the money 1,000 every month. So that 1,000 every month, we call it as a series of payment. So in time value of money, we consider it as annuity. All right. So annuity. I want you to get the understanding which annuity we dealing with the series of payment. Okay, there must be a payment, a fixed payment. I'm talking about the fixed payment. So every year you will put the same amount of money payment. So the short form is PMT. Okay, loan, insurance, and investment is the example. Example applying in our real life. Loan can be lots of loans lah. It can be housing loan, it can be hire purchase loan. So kalau hire purchase loan tu contohnya beli kereta lah. If we buying a car, we will involve in hire purchase loan. Kalau beli rumah, housing loan lah. Education loan, so lots of types of loan. Personal loan. So all those loan, we will pay back in a fixed amount of payment. So fixed amount, when dealing fixed amount of payment, we call it as annuity. Boleh? Alright, so in annuity, there are two types of annuity. So the first one is ordinary annuity. Ordinary annuity. And the second one is annuity due. What is the difference between these two? So ordinary annuity is normal practice. Okay, normal practice. It means that the payment will happen at the end of the year lah. Every end of the year. However, annuity due, it will happen at the beginning of each year. Okay, so it will happen at the beginning of each year. So the keyword is this lah. Annuity due, the payment will happen at the beginning. Ordinary annuity, the payment will happen at the end of the year. Okay, all right. So when dealing with annuity, either ordinary annuity or annuity due, the same thing that you are going to calculate. Okay, in ordinary, you will calculate present value. You also will need, you also will require to calculate future value. Okay, but the formula that you are going to apply to calculate present value is PVA, but future value, you will apply FVA. For annuity due, the same thing, you're going to calculate present value and also future value, but the formula that you're going to apply is PVAD and also FVAD for future value. Okay, so what is PVA, FVA, PVAD, FVAD? So these are the formula that you are going to apply. But the most important things is when you read the question, you need to understand what the question wants. The question asking you present value, the question asking you future value, or the question asking you about payment. The question also can ask you the payment. Okay, so let us do the PVA first. Let us go to, let us go to future value first. Okay, go to page 30. Go to page 30. So the question is, Fabian wished to determine how much money he will have at the end of year 5. So when I draw the timeline, so the story is like this. Fabian wished to determine how much money he will have at the end of 5 years. So at the end of 5 years, basically the end is 5. The question asking you how much the money in the end of year 5. So what he do? What Fabian do? Fabian, he chose to invest 1,000 ringgit at the end of each year. Okay, so every year, Fabian put 1,000 ringgit. At the end of year 1, at the end of year 2, he put another 1,000 ringgit. At the end of year 3, he put another 1,000 ringgit. At the end of year 4, he put another 1,000 ringgit. At the end of year 5, he put another 1,000 ringgit. So he do this. Okay, every year he put 1,000 ringgit. So this kind of practice, we call it as annuity. And this amount is the payment. So the payment is 1,000 ringgit. Boleh? Alright. So the question asking you, this 1,000 ringgit every year for 5 years, how much it is accumulated at the end of year 5. So the question asking you about future value. But this practice happen at the end of each year. So when this is at the end of each year, so you need to apply FVA. So the formula of FVA is payment times with 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1 divided by I. So this is the formula. Okay, if you want to use formula, you can just apply this formula lah. So payment is 1,000 ringgit times with 1.7, 1.07, 1.07 to the power of 5 minus 1. Divide I is 0.07. Okay, so it is 1,000 times with 5.7507. So the answer is 5,770 750.70 cents. So this is formula lah. If you want to refer to formula, you also can use financial table. So if you want to use financial table, which table that you need to refer? So you need to refer to FVI, FE. FVIFE, we need to find the I and N. So the payment is 1,000 times with FVIFE. FVIFE is 7% and 5. Yes, then you need to refer to this table. So it is 5.751. The answer is 5,751 ringgit. Okay, so this is the answer. 5,751. That is a little bit different, but not much different. So both answer can be used. Okay, boleh? So settle. So this is annuity due. Alright, this is annuity. Sorry, this is ordinary annuity. Alright, what if this 1,000 ringgit? What if this 1,000 ringgit happen at the beginning of each year? So this 1,000 ringgit happen at the beginning of each year. So if this 1,000 ringgit happen at the beginning of each year, you need to use FVAD. VAD, because it is ordinary, because it is annuity due. So FVAD is payment times with FVIFA times with 1 plus I. So payment is 1,000 ringgit times with F F V I F E. I is 7%. N is 5 years times with 1.07. So it is 1000 times with 5.751 times 1.07. So the answer is 6153.29. Sorry, this is not the answer. This answer if you use formula. If you refer to table 5.71, the answer is 615 6153.51. If you use formula, so the answer will be 6153.29. Not much different. Okay, almost the same lah. Almost the same. Okay, so this is future value. Boleh? So far, are you following? I hope you follow all the instruction. I hope you're able to follow with the lesson. All right. So last but not least, it is present value. Present value also have annuity due, and also ordinary annuity. So let us do this the example in page 31. Let us do the example in page 31. So you are going to withdraw 3,000 ringgit at the end of each year for the next 6 years. Okay, let us catch up with the information given. So for 6 years, every year you're going to withdraw 3,000 ringgit. So every year, at the end of each year for 6 years, you're going to withdraw 3,000 ringgit. So remember, this payment, we call this series of payment, we call it as payment. This is the payment, 3,000 ringgit. So for the next 6 years, from an account that pays interest at the rate of 4%. So the I is 4%. Okay. How much should you save today in order to achieve your goal? So you get the information. So the information given to you, 6 years, payment is 3,000, I is 4%. So now let us calculate present value. The question asking you present value, and this payment happen at the end of each year. So you need to apply PVA. PVA is payment times with PVIFA. Identify the I as well as the N. So payment is 3,000 times with PVIFA, 4%, 4% and 6 years. So 4% and 6 years is 5.2476. So the answer is 15,742.8. Okay, so to this value, this 3,000 ringgit fixed payment equal to 15,742 ringgit 0.80 cent. Okay, so this is PVE. So what happened if this 3,000 ringgit happened at the beginning of each year? So when this 3,000 ringgit happened at the beginning of each year, you need to apply PVAD. So what is the difference between PVA and PVAD? In PVAD, you need to times with 1 plus I at the end of the formula. So times with 1.04. So now the answer will be 16,372.51. Okay, so this is the answer if the payment happened at the beginning of each year. So I hope you understand what is the difference between PVA and PVAD, what is FVA and FVAD. Okay, so the only difference is either it is ordinary or annuity due. So I repeat again, annuity due, the payment happen at the beginning of each year. But ordinary annuity, the payment happen at the end of each year. Alright, so that's all for time value of money. You can recall this time by time and try to answer question in page 32 and 33 in order for you to have a better understanding. All right, so that's all for time value of money. All right, smart. All right, student. Bye.